prayed for you before I called you mine. Oh, I can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you.
Please be seated. On behalf of Allison and Niklas, I welcome you and thank you all for gathering here on this beautiful day to celebrate their marriage and reaffirm their marriage vows. If you could all bow your heads, we'll begin with a word of prayer. Gracious God, we give you thanks for your gift of enduring love and your presence here with us now as Niklas and Allison reaffirm their marriage vows and their commitment to one another. We thank you for leading these two souls together, and we ask you to bless this couple in their union and throughout their life together as husband and wife. Keep and guide them from this day forward. In Jesus' name, amen. Today, Niklas and Allison are overjoyed to have all of you here in Winona to celebrate their marriage. This is where they first crossed paths, and they are excited to bring their love story full circle. It has been a long road getting to this day, and while they are ecstatic to finally be here, they are missing a big part of their family, with Nick's family in Germany unable to attend due to the travel restrictions in place because of COVID. Nick and Allison are overwhelmed by the support they have received during their relationship, both abroad and here at home. Each and every one of you have given this couple so much support, guidance, and love, and they would not be here without your presence in their lives. They would like to sincerely thank you all for being here to celebrate. Well, as I prepared my message for you today, for some reason it came to mind that right about at this time of year, thousands of people are preparing to run a marathon in my hometown of Duluth. These thousands of people from all over this state and beyond have been preparing their bodies through weeks and months of extensive training regimens. But not only that, they've been preparing their minds as well. They have had to look within themselves and find some kind of compelling reason to stick to their commitment, to keep moving forward towards their goal despite the struggles that inevitably have come at times along the way. Now, I am not a marathon runner myself, but there is something so inspiring to me about the resilience all of us are capable of when we decide to commit ourselves completely to something we love. When we decide to show up for something or someone day after day, no matter what. And when Paul writes about love in the book of 1 Corinthians, this is how he talks about it. He says that love always perseveres. Love keeps going, it persists, it stays the course, not just when it's easy, but for the long haul. In other words, love is something like a marathon rather than a sprint. To love someone for months and then for years and then eventually for decades calls for some perseverance and some inner resolve, yet it also proves itself to be, over time, the greatest source of joy and security and meaning that life can offer us. And you know this already because your love story has been from the beginning a story of resilience and of love's power to endure. From the get-go, there were plenty of reasons to think it was unlikely you two ever would have met in the first place, with each of you growing up in different countries. But against the odds, God led you to each other right here in Winona, where you formed a relationship that you knew was something you'd never want to let go of. Despite that strong connection you made, however, your commitment to each other was put to the test through 5 years of long distance, 5,000 miles apart. Many other couples, I'm sure, would have given up. So many people spend their whole lives running from whatever is hard. But instead of doing that, you made the best of the circumstances. You didn't question whether the other person was worth it because you knew you had found in each other your best friend and the person you wanted to go through the rest of your life with. You learned to practice being present and cherishing the times when you could be together, knowing how precious it was. You found ways to stay connected, even across the ocean. God sent you what you needed to run the marathon that was before you. And with God's help and the support of your families, not only did you endure, but you grew as a couple along the way. Even after the pandemic came along and upended your plans some more, and continues doing so in some ways, nevertheless, you have weathered the storms and come out on the other side stronger, knowing that with each other you can get through whatever life throws your way. So today, 5 months after your first small family ceremony, we are here to celebrate your love. The love you two have for each other that has persevered and only continued to grow. We give thanks to God for every blessing found along the way, knowing that God has had a hand in every step of your journey up to this point. And we ask for God's blessing to go with you always into the rest of your marriage and through every adventure that is yet to come, as your lives continue to unfold together, guided by love. The couple now has a few readings they'd like to share, beginning with an excerpt from The Alchemist.
When he looked into her eyes, he learned the most important part of the language that all the world spoke. The language that everyone on earth was capable of understanding in their heart. It was love. Something older than humanity, more ancient than the desert. What the boy felt at that moment was that he was in the presence of the only woman in his life, and that with no need for words, she recognized the same thing. Because when you know the language, it's easy to understand that someone in the world awaits you, whether it's in the middle of the desert or in some great city.
And a reading from 1 Corinthians in German.
Liebe ist geduldig und freundlich. Sie ist nicht verbissen, sie prahlt nicht und schaut nicht auf andere herab. Liebe verletzt nicht den Anstand und sucht nicht den eigenen Vorteil. Sie lässt sich nicht reizen und sie ist nicht nachtragend. Sie freut sich nicht am Unrecht, sondern freut sich, wenn die Wahrheit siegt. Liebe nimmt alles auf sich. Sie verliert nie den Glauben oder die Hoffnung und hält durch bis zum Ende. Die Liebe wird niemals vergehen.
And a reading from 1 Corinthians in English.
Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails.
I would ask you to join your hands together. Niklas and Allison, these are the hands of your partner, young and strong and full of love, holding your hands as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will hold you and comfort you in grief and uncertainty. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and joy. These are the hands that will hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength. And these are the hands that, even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. At this time, Allison and Niklas will share their vows with one another.
Niklas, you're the man I dreamed for, the man I prayed about, the man I knew was out there for me, waiting for me. From the moment I met you, you lit a spark in me and made me feel at home. Even 5,000 miles away, you made me feel loved, treasured, and safe every day of our relationship. I knew from the beginning that our love was worth fighting for, and that against all odds, our love would persevere. Falling in love with you was truly the greatest adventure of my life, and I will never forget all the places we got to see, all the things we got to experience, the heartache we had to endure, or the strength that we showcased. Our dream has come true, the waiting is finally over, and we're on to the next adventure. I vow that today and every day, I promise to treat you with love and respect, to lead our family with love, grace, and kindness. I promise to always be there, to pick you up when you're down, celebrate your successes, and be your refuge when the world gets too heavy. I promise to be your best friend, to show up for the good and the bad days, to hold your hand through every season and never take 1 second we spend together for granted. And I promise to never lose sight of what a gift it is to be loved by you and to get to love you. I love you, Niklas Meyer, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my days with you.
Allison, as a great poet once said, being without you felt like being stuck at a train station, waiting and waiting and waiting for the one with your name on it. Being without you left so much time to think, so much empty space wanting to be consumed. But just about 5 months ago, another young, handsome, and aspiring poet told you that now, as the moon rises for both of us, and the sun smiles shamelessly down at us, I rejoice knowing that our skies are finally the same. We've been together so long, and now finally in the same place eternally. For your touch to hold me long enough to imprint itself on my skin. Those words still ring true today and forever will. Allison, when I look in your eyes, I'm reminded how lucky I am. I promise to stand by your side through thick and thin. With the help of our family and friends, the ones present here today, and those who are with us in spirit today, we will overcome all obstacles in our way. Every day you teach me something new. Whether it is how to be more empathetic, or be more compassionate, be more kind, or be more patient when I have to wait in the parking lot at Target for you to come back out. Takes a while. Allison, I've never been more certain of a decision than wanting to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to stay present and cherish you forever. Allison, I love you.
Allison, please repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of our love
as a sign of our love
and commitment to each other.
and commitment to each other.
I promise to support you,
I promise to support you,
care for you,
care for you,
and stand alongside you for all of our days.
and stand alongside you for all of our days.
Niklas, I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of our love
as a sign of our love
and commitment to each other.
and commitment to each other.
I promise to support you,
I promise to support you,
care for you,
care for you,
and stand alongside you for all of our days.
and stand alongside you for all of our days.
And it is now my great honor to declare you once again as husband and wife, Niklas and Allison. You may kiss each other and seal your marriage. And it It is my greatest privilege to present Mr. and Mrs. Meyer.
Right now I'm trying